there, this is Leah from Mommyish, and welcome to my challenge here at the Lily Pad. Have you got style? Now, typically when we talk about style, we might be talking about a style of scrapping, whether it's clean or mixed media, but I mean in this case, styles is in Photoshop, layer styles. So what does that mean? Well, layer styles are in Photoshop, and Photoshop Elements are simply an effect or so what are styles? In Photoshop and Photoshop Elements, layer styles are simply effects applied to a layer or group of layers within your document. Now, it might have one effect, or it might have several effects depending on the dialog box. Now, in Photoshop, in the full version, whenever we pull up our layer effect box, and we change this little area here to the default list, you can tell that there are several different effects that you can add to a layer. And this is where I build all my styles from, and I love it. And my goal today with this challenge is to help you love styles too and realize how versatile and also how expansive they are as far as your scrap collection and how you can get more use out of it by using styles. So, how do you load them? Here you can load through your the little menu bar here and choose load styles and just pull them up. You can also just open and double click on the layer, the ASL file, the layer style file. It'll have an FX, like effects, FX. Same thing in Photoshop Elements. I'm going to show you that quickly. Here in Photoshop Elements, we would just click on the effects right here. And then you can always load through this interface where you go to, excuse me, I'm going to go to Styles, click here and choose Load Styles. And I would just click on the style set and it'll pull it up. So it is literally that easy. So here we are again in Photoshop, and I wanted to show you how to use the styles, the free styles that you're receiving with this challenge to use in your layout. Just a little bit more. Just using styles, just do a little bit more. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So here we go. I have some various elements, a picture of my youngest here, Savannah, and I'm just going to show you what each style does. So each one that you're getting in this set is it comes with and without a drop shadow. That way, if you want to use the drop shadow that's included, you can, or not. Totally up to you. I'm turning her into a chipboard. There's one that's a metal rim. This is craft, and there also the craft comes without the bevel. There's a metal rim that goes along the inside, one that goes along the outside, like that. Then we have a halftone style, and if you notice here, it adds some halftone distressing. I'm going to zoom in a bit so you can see it a little better. There's one that is black, one that's white, one that does like a darkening but not black, and then one that does a lightening but not white. So that's the darken, lighten, this is the black, and then this is the white. It's one of my favorite styles to use. I love halftone. I love it, love it, love it. Then the last one is just a very simple photo edging. Now, it's going to be hard to see here without the drop shadow, so I'm going to use the one that has a drop shadow with it. All this style does, it adds a white border. Here, if I go like that, let me just add a layer underneath this so you can see it a bit better. All right, so you can see here that it adds this little photo edge, and it does have a pattern to it, which is neat. It's more than just plain white. It's a little bit of just a little bit extra of a detail. So you have this with and without the drop shadow, and at 25 pixels, and one that is at 15 pixels with and without the drop shadows. So that's what all the styles do. Now I'm going to show you how to use them a little bit more. So with her, we're just going to go ahead, throw that on. She's done. With the fair one, I'm going to go with that white distressing because I like that. So that's what I'm going to use with this element. Now with my little piece of flare here, I'm going to decide if I want to do the one that's around the outside or the inside. I'm personally preferring the one with the outside metal rim. Now you can use this on any element. It's going to look better on some elements than others. And you'll notice this about styles in general. Some styles are meant to work better with specific type of items. For example, this everyday little piece of bamboo element. If I put the metal rim around this element, it's not going to look so hot. It looks really wonky. It's not meant for small little clear areas. However, if I use the chipboard one on it, or the craft chipboard, you can see there that it looks really good. It's meant to be used on a layer like this. And so going from a very bamboo-y specific to a really nice craft chipboard type neutral, which you could use in any layout. So I'm going to show you some other things we can do. I'm going to do the same thing here with this the little star, because see, look, now I just turned him into a really cute little star. Isn't that sweet? I love craft in particular because it's so easy. Like you can use it with anything, you know, any layout, any kit. Craft paper, always, it just goes. So I love that. We might be able to get away with a metal rim around that, actually, which looks kind of cool too, around the photo frame. See, this one, it works better because there's no really small areas. You see like little empty, tiny areas. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and apply the craft paper to this, and I'm going to do the one with the bevel, and I'm going to go ahead and add the one that's the shadow one instead. I'm going to show you how to do something a little fun. So I want to make this into a piece of, we'll say, word art-ish kind of stuff. So I'm just going to take my type tool, and I'm going to take a font that I like. We're going to go ahead and use Rosewood. Do any of you watch Fixer Upper? I realize that the Fixer Upper logo is done with the font Rosewood. I get very excited. I'm just going to write the word today. I'm going to make it a bit bigger. Just like that. All right. So here I have, this was originally this little label element, right? I put the word today. The style is on it. All right. Now I have this word. All I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a selection out of the text here. Now in Photoshop, I do it very simply by going to my paths, or not paths, excuse me. I right click and I choose create work path, and then from that path, when you click over here, you choose make selection. And I'm not feathering it. I do want it smoothed. So I'm just going to go like that, and it creates our little marching ants. Then I'm going to make sure that I have that label selected, and I'm just going to hit delete. And now if I turn this off, you can see we have a brand new little element made out of that. Very simply, just by using our marching ants. I think in Photoshop Elements, you might be able to do that. You might be able to use your, if you sample all layers and use your magic wand and make it contagious. There we go. I would just choose the all the little dark, definitely use a color that's different from the background. So I used black, and then I would delete from there. So there's different ways. And of course you can always delete the middle parts, because we all know, like, if it really was an element, it would be hard to get those little pieces to stick there, wouldn't it? But yeah, so it's really that easy, using styles to just make things last a little longer. Now these are a very simple set of styles. In the little opening area here, you can see that we have styles that do a lot of different things, anything from wire to epoxy to sand to marquee to one of my more recent ones is stained glass, which I just had a ton of fun making, to just really create very, very unique effects within your layouts and have fun with it. Styles aren't just for designers, they're for scrappers too, and they can make your kits that you've bought last longer. So what's the challenge? The challenge is to use 2 of the styles within our set, different ones, not like I'm using, you know, the craft one twice. Use 2 different ones within your layout. Now your layout needs to contain lily pad products. They don't have to be my my kits, it can be anybody's kit that you want to use. Just make sure that you use these free styles within your layout. And those of you who complete the challenge will get a 50% off coupon for your next style purchase from Mommyish. So I hope you guys have fun with this. I can't wait to see what you do. List any questions or comments below. And also should mention, if you have styles for me, you can use those in the layout as well. All right. Have a great day and bye-bye.